Good morning, Panthers. This is Mr. Carlson, and today we're going to talk about person-first language. Remember, every person is different. These differences make us all special and unique. Some people may have red hair, may be taller than others, you might wear glasses, you might be a boy, you might have blue eyes, or you might have darker skin than other people. All of these make us special and unique. But there's also differences known as disabilities. What is a disability, you ask? It's a body part that works differently than others. They could be born with it, it might happen in an accident, they might get sick sometime and it come that way, or it may be by age. Some are visible, but some are invisible that we cannot see. Whether your classmate may act or look different, you still have a lot of things alike. You share very similar interests. Just remember, would you like to only be described by your differences? Words do matter, and words used to describe us have an impact, positive or negative, depending on what they are. So, Mr. Carlson, what is person-first language? Person-first language is putting the person first, rather than describing them by their differences, especially with disabilities. So we're going to practice using person-first language. This is Jim. When referring to Jim, should we refer to him as the handicapped student or a student who uses a wheelchair? If you said student who uses a wheelchair, then you are correct. Jim uses a wheelchair to be mobile, but that wheelchair does not define Jim as a person. Jim is actually more than just your classmate in the wheelchair. He is very funny, enjoys basketball, and likes to play video games just like a lot of you. A lot of you know Jim. Here's David. David has autism. Shall we refer to David as the autistic student or a student who has autism? Again, David has autism, but David's autism does not define him solely as a person. If you know David, David is much more than your classmate with autism. He is a very talented artist and loves comic books. He creates his own comics and they are great stories. This is Rebecca. Rebecca is blind. Should we refer to Rebecca as the blind student or a student who is blind? Rebecca is blind, but her lack of sight does not define Rebecca solely as a person. Rebecca may be visually impaired, but she plays the piano and has a great musical talent. She is a great young lady. When referring to students without disabilities, should we refer to them as normal, healthy, or typical? All three of these words should not be referred to, because if we refer to students with disability, then we're saying they are the opposite. Students with disabilities are not abnormal. They may be different than us, but those differences do not define them. Let's recap of what we've learned. Person-first language is being polite and respectful. Your words have power. Language can hurt. People are not defined by their differences, rather than who they are as a person. Remember, Panthers, we choose to use person-first language. Thank you and have a great day.